What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Tyler at RCMadness. And of course, we got the new XRT from Traxxas. Got my boy Justin on the camera helping me out. We're gonna look at the truck, see what's different between this and the XMAXX, because they're pretty similar. And then we're gonna take it out back and do a couple jumps and see if the body doesn't fall off every time we jump this thing. But let's take a look at it. First off, the paint job is pretty cool. They got a pretty cool metallic blue going on here with the black. Coming in multiple colors as Traxxas style: blue, red, orange, green. It's pretty sweet. The body is pretty rigid, pretty cool. We got a little ram air action on that, which is pretty neat. So we can show the fan setup in a second. And the body comes off not with the latch in the back anymore. So you reach under and pinch the latches. I'll show you the camera in a second here. And it comes off. Not the first time we've seen this design, of course. The Revo, I believe, was one of the first to pioneer. Maybe the Fortec 3.0, I don't remember. But hopefully it doesn't fling off. So, and it goes on pretty easy, so that's pretty cool. Traxxas got that down, but time will tell whether that makes a difference or not. And of course, the truck. It's really just the Traxxas XMAXX running gear. The drivetrain is basically identical as far as I can tell. They did put the bigger bearings in the back, but they've been doing it on the XMAXX for a little while now. So we're just gonna talk about the things that I noticed that are different. Of course, right off when you take the body off, you notice this this fan setup. The heatsink is definitely bigger, and while it still has two fans, they're in two separate locations, and with that hole in the body, hopefully directing airflow over it. So that's pretty cool. But the motor and speed control is the same as the XMAXX, and then the servo up front, I believe, is also the same. The battery trays have been revised. Still the same basic system where they slide and open up, but they're definitely a little more low profile and kind of lock into place a little better. So that seems pretty cool. And the overall profile of the truck is much lower. The whole thing sits to the ground much better. They went for more of the Truggy style, as you can see, obviously. We got the wing in the back. I'm a little concerned with the wing, as probably the majority of these guys are going to be bashing this truck and landing on the tail. So I'm a little concerned about how that's going to hold up, because I know the wheelie bars on the XMAXX got basically completely trashed out there on the course, of course, our bashing area. So I'm a little concerned. It is got 4 bolts in it and seems to be a relatively rigid mount with a kind of a crumple zone there, so we'll see how that goes. Front bumper, kind of a similar, but they did give you a crumple zone there, but it's not attached on the bottom, so I don't know how well the skid feels pretty strong, but the bumper, I don't know. We'll see about that one too. But again, I mean, for the amount we're jumping these things and the height, I mean, they're gonna get pretty beat up. Wheels and tires, of course, new. They don't feel, it's hard to tell if they're belted or not. They didn't say, and I don't think they are, but they definitely feel a little more thicker, I'm gonna say, than the stock XMAXX tires, and definitely a little bit lower sidewall, so hopefully they don't balloon up as much. Traction wise, they probably are about on par with the XMAXX, but we'll check that out in a second when we take it out back. Underneath, pretty similar setup here too, but it is a lot more flat across the bottom. The XMAXX went, dipped up, and came back. This is pretty much, it could have been one piece almost, but it is 3 separate sections. They stuck with the XMAXX tradition, front, rear, and center come apart. So really similar trucks, really just more of a lowered, more performance version of an XMAXX, I'm going to say. But enough talking about it. We're going to take it out back, do some jumping, see what happens here. Alright guys, we're out in the bashing course. Forgive me for squinting, the sun is pretty aggressive, 5 o'clock here. We got the truck out, pretty much same weight and size as an XMAXX, no surprise there. We're going to cruise it around. I got a couple jumps here, I'm going to hit it, so you guys can kind of see the power. Handling definitely less prone to flipping. Tires seem pretty good on traction. think, yeah. Handling wise, definitely can get some pretty good donuts going. Let's get a little closer on that one. See if I can get it going again. Definitely a drift machine with these tires. Handles pretty awesome compared to an XMAXX. XMAXX would have done a little twist flip thing or whatever they usually do there in that situation. Jumping wise, seems fairly similar. Maybe bottoms out a little easier, but hard to say. But with the dirt we have here, let me see if it flips.
All right. Line it up right at the sun here. It's a little hard.
Oh! Well, we're testing out that bumper.
Yep.
Pretty solid bumper hit. Let's check that out. Now we got a little dirt packed in there, but nothing broken. I haven't landed on the wing yet. I'm a little nervous about doing that. I probably don't want to wreck it the first time I use it. But yeah, pretty much if you have an XMAXX, you're basically buying a better handling version of your XMAXX, which is essentially what this is. The body has not fallen off yet, but it didn't land on the roof either, and I really don't want to try to because, well, it's a brand new truck. But it handles great. If you have a nice flat surface like this and like to do long drifts, this thing is definitely built for it. These tires are I'm not even trying. This is the first time I drove this, and definitely a donut slash drifting machine. Jumps fine. Tires, I'm getting minimal ballooning on the tires, really. They seem to be holding together fine. Not getting much wear on there. We're working with like a kind of a wet beach sandy kind of material here. But all in all, seeming like a pretty solid truck. Let's see how things are running on the inside here. Heat sink, perfectly cool. We didn't obviously drive it for a complete battery, but I was giving after it pretty good with the donuts, and there's pretty much no heat. Fans still seem to be working quite well. So yeah, pretty much as we expected. The XRT lowered performance XMAXX, definitely a sweet truck. If you don't have one, pick one up. We'll have them here at Madness. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next one.